Halftime here at Allegiant Stadium. Michael Barthelemy, Logan Gisano, and Logan, it has been a slot fest. Northwestern finds themselves up 7-0, but it came in an ugly 30 minutes there. Yeah, well, David Braun was named the Bear Bryant Newcomer Coach of the Year. It's something that he didn't even realize when the question was asked to him. Final here from Memorial Stadium, and folks, we had one of the wildest games I've ever been a part of. Michael Barthelemy, Raul Costa, here to recap the 45-43 Northwestern win over the Illinois Fighting Illini.
Sports night back in the summertime. Michael Barthelemy alongside Hallie Javor. We're at the Big Ten Network studios for Big Ten Volleyball Media Days. And Hallie, this is a historic day for collegiate sports.
Michael Barthelemy here with the Chicago Dogs, and we're double dipping on the post-game interviews because this man just deserves one.
Michael Barthelemy of the Chicago Dogs here at Wisconsin Brewing Company Park. Chicago hoping to finish off a series sweep of the Lake Country Doghounds tonight.
Sports night's going global. Michael Barthelemy serving as your foreign correspondent here at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland, where Northwestern Wildcats will kick off their 2022 season in just about an hour against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. A couple of 3-9 teams in the Big Ten last year, but a lot of hype surrounding this Nebraska squad. 15 transfers, 5 new coaches.
Hallie, throughout spring practice, we heard from the coaching staff that sophomore quarterback Brendan Sullivan was gunning for that starting job. And as we all know, Ryan Helinski won that QB1 spot, but with Helinski's struggles and eventual injury on Saturday, we got a taste of what the hype was about.
Boy that can grab rim, not Jordan, Michael Barthelemy, who's here to break down the weekend in Cali. Mike, what's good?
Well, Lawrence, the dunking's going to come soon enough, but right now we're going to focus on Northwestern softball because they're off to another hot start. Because of those top 5 teams listed right there, Northwestern has the easiest slate by record to go. They play last place Iowa this weekend and then go to Minnesota, who have dropped 5 of their last 6 conference games. Now, Minnesota-Northwestern has been an ever-growing rivalry in the conference, and we will surely see some fire in that series, but the Golden Gophers have come up with an off year, and as long as Northwestern steps into the Twin Cities understanding the stakes, they shouldn't have much of an issue. Earlier this week, the Dogs swept the Lake Country Doghounds, and that came from fantastic pitching all around. A team ERA of 2 across the 3 games set, including stellar starts from lefty Shane Behringer, who pitched 6 strong, 6 strikeouts, 1 run allowed, and then 5 1/3 shutty from Jeff Kinley, adding on 8 strikeouts of his own.
It's a battle between the East's 2 hottest teams with the Cleburne Railroaders coming to town. This series starts with a little bit of history. Casey Hobson not only ties the game with that long ball, but it's his 200th home run of his pro career. Does so in his 13th season, and gotta give high fives to his pops and manager Butch over at third base. And Connor Kopak looking to end this one for good. Dogs up 2. Anthony Greer sprinting around second, around third. He's headed home all the way from first base. He makes it in safely. Dogs cruise to that 7-3 win. We need to show a little love to Harrison Smith because not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs for the Dogs shortstop. The first 3 home run game of his career, and he is the first Dogs player to reach that milestone since Tony Roselli did it in 2019. Fun fact, Smith is the only active Chicago player to witness the feat. Now he makes his own history.
And at number 3, it may not have been a great day in College Park, but what a great goal there from Dylan Amante. Gets the little cheeky toss there from Erin Kuykendall, and she fires it in. Nothing you can do about that one. Upper 90s good. And at number 1, Bennett Markinson steps up, sees the high cheese, says no problem. Back goes the grand salami. This was part of that 14-run explosion the Cats had on Saturday.
In July, tragedy struck for Chicago Dogs outfielder Charlie Tilson. Tilson's older brother Steve, a major figure in his life and baseball career, passed away at the age of 34. Yet while in Colorado mourning the loss, a powerful moment came about in his own backyard.
He loved nature, and I had come back to our house after sunrise with my siblings, and there was 3 moose in our backyard just like hanging out for a solid half hour. It was like the most unbelievable thing.
Once back in Chicago, Tilson turned to his teammate and locker room artist Brian Schlitter with an idea to honor his brother on a pair of cleats.
I have a moose here on my right, and I have a golden eagle on my left. And you know, I never really thought Schlitt would actually be able to do this on a cleat.
Charlie says in his next life, Steve would be a bald eagle. Now, Charlie's able to honor his brother where the two spent countless hours, the baseball diamond.
So much of my childhood we spent playing ball, and I think you know, him spending that time with me is what allowed me to have such a long career. And so I'll be thinking about him that much more, looking down at this, and you know, just remembering his strength, and yeah, it's pretty special.
Pete Nance's basketball career has been filled with pressure. The pressure to succeed his brother Larry, now a 7-year NBA veteran, not to mention Larry Sr., a 3-time All-Star in the league. Coming out of high school, Pete took a chance with Northwestern and Chris Collins as the highest recruit in program history. Expectations were high, but there still was a learning curve. Nance averaged under 3 points per game at a 35% clip in his debut season.
You know, it is a lot of pressure coming onto campus, and there's a lot expected of you. Obviously, you're very highly rated, but one thing I had a lot of people tell me early on was that everybody's path is different.
But with pressure comes diamonds. Now the senior can shoot, he can pass, defend, handle the ball,
and he's running the court on the other end. The lob, the finish, Pete Nance.
Nance has reached the expectations set out for him when he stepped in Evanston. The Ohio native is averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds per game in his final campaign. Yet the most drastic change in Nance's game isn't with the ball. It's his growth from a mild-mannered first year to the Wildcats' leader.
It's been night and day. I mean, I've told him privately, and I'll say publicly, you know, the transformation from where he was as a freshman, you know, and maybe not a great body language guy, you know, maybe not, you know, and turning into our most positive guy and one of our most outspoken guys and a big-time leader.
Nance plays an integral role for the Cats even when he's not scoring the ball. If the shots don't fall, the forward is doing the little things to help his team win.
But a lot of the times I'm a kind of facilitator on the floor, being able to kind of point people in different directions and try to facilitate different plays. So that's what I've really worked hard at is trying to just affect the game in more ways other than just scoring, because there's going to be some times where shots aren't falling.